When there's another person who trusts you enough to put something on them forever, we have to see that as an honor. Oh! I just got super hyped on this track, apparently. I didn't even know I liked this song that much till right now. So, what the f was the question? My name's Harlan Kantner. I work at Athens Tattoo Company in Bel Air, Maryland. I've been tattooing for about 10 years. My style's neo-traditional, but I do a little bit of black and gray realism as well. The development process for my style developed over a period of time, a long period of time. I worked in street shops and I had to learn just about every style there was. Through those years, I kind of studied artists with a certain style, the more neo-traditional style. And I started to turn my art more into that lane, and it's kind of steered that way now. I did say I do a little bit of black and gray realism too, so it's like I've combined those into my own style, I guess, but it's taken time. I became a tattoo artist for not necessarily the right reasons. I was never growing up like I want to be a tattoo artist, that's what I want to do with my life. I didn't want to do anything with my life, to be honest. I had no goals, I had no aspirations. I didn't take tattooing too seriously at first. You know, it was kind of a means to an end. I was on the wrong path. About 5 years ago is when I ended up moving down here, and it kind of switched for me. Cleaned my life up, and I started to take tattooing seriously. And that's when my style started to develop. That's when my art started to grow. That's when I could see things with like a new pair of glasses, so to speak. And that's when I really focused here. I started doing conventions. That's where I met Casey and I met all my other friends. I honestly just get inspiration from other tattoo artists and seeing where tattooing has went over the last 10 years since I started and how it's developed, right? And I continue to try and grow and watch these other guys, a lot of guys in Europe and places all over the world, and I can see where they're taking it, and I can try to grow with that, and I can continue to grow as an artist as a whole. Let's rock and roll. You can lay in a solid tattoo, but if you can't do art in general, you can only go so far. So growing my art right alongside with my tattooing has been super important. It started with me just designing like tattoo designs and putting them on t-shirts. And now I just kind of wanted to go a different route with it. During lockdown, we weren't fucking doing anything. Doing clothes was always something I wanted to do, but I never really had the time because I was so dedicated here and putting forth all my effort into tattooing. That was some downtime. I figured why not? And I had the idea of this name for a long time. So Selfish Ghost is basically because the life I used to live was very selfish, it was very arrogant. I was only concerned with myself. Since I cleaned my life up and I steered down a different path, that's like my ghost, right? Selfish Ghost. I decided to do the little ghost hugging himself. He's a selfish guy, you know what I mean? He's hugging himself. The quality of the clothing's great. I got sent like hundreds of samples to choose from, and I really wanted high quality stuff. Selfishghost.com. The artists that inspire me that do other mediums are also tattoo artists. Like guys that paint also, that are like Casey can do oil, guys like Halo. I watch these guys develop this understanding of color theory and how palettes work on different mediums, and then I watch them apply it to tattooing, right? And that's what really does it for me. With designing tattoos, it really depends where it's going on the body. I want it to fit right and naturally with the flow of the body and the curves. Today was a thigh, so it was pretty straightforward. It was longer compared to being wider. Since it was a collab today, I had him send me a reference that he wanted to use since he's doing the realism part of it. And then I designed the pieces around it so it would fit good and it would balance properly. That's balance and composition is huge, especially when it comes to going on an actual person's body. I used to just try to design stuff flat on paper and not really have a reference for the body, but now I always make sure people that are coming send a reference picture of where they want it. Honestly, like my favorite part about this industry and being an artist is like the freedom that comes behind it. I can work my own schedule. I can do the stuff I want to do. I can allow time in my life for other things that I want to show up for if need be. Relationship, family, stuff like that. But there is a sense of freedom that comes with that. The feeling you get when there's another person who trusts you enough to put something on them forever. We have to see that as an honor. Put in the work. Trust the process. This is like a sacred art that's been happening for thousands of years. You're not going to be able to do color realism if you don't learn how to apply a solid tattoo first. There's stages to this stuff, as well as learning the techniques of tattooing. There's got to be an even effort into those areas. Like everybody thinks they want to be a tattoo artist until it comes down to doing tattoo artist shit. I can't tell you how many apprentices I've had that quit once they saw what actually is involved. So realize that it's a life. You dedicate at least the majority of your time to this. And if you don't, you're gonna fail just like all the other ones that did. When I walk out those doors, my job is not done. Being a custom artist, it's like I tattoo all day, and then when I leave, I have to draw for the next day or the day after that, or so on and so forth. But if you want to be a custom artist, it's gonna take a lot more work than people think. I feel very strongly about that, you know? Put in the work. Study, grow your art, because now there's fucking millions of tattoo artists. And for somebody to be like, hey Harlan, I want you to do this for me, and fly in from whatever state or drive 6 hours or whatever it is. You know how many shops they just flew over or just drove past? So it's like, it's a big honor, it's very humbling, it's a cool thing to experience. Oh! I just got super hyped on this track apparently. I didn't even know I liked this song that much. Till right now. So, what the f was the question?